Breaking news. For 9 decades, Augusta National guarded tradition like a fortress. Now, a single 2026 announcement tears down the gates. It rewrites the Masters rulebook, scraps PGA fall exemptions, and opens the door to 6 global opens. If this shift rattles golf's oldest power, who wins, who vanishes, and why did Augusta risk it all right now? Change has never come easily to Augusta National. Since its founding in 1933, the club has guarded its traditions with a precision that borders on ritual. The Masters, with its green jacket ceremony, exclusive invitation list, and iconic course layout, has served as golf's most enduring symbol of stability. Every April, the same azaleas bloom, the same champions return, and the same rules shape the field. For decades, even the smallest adjustment, whether a tweak to the 12th green or a minor update to the qualification criteria, has drawn scrutiny from players and fans alike. Major alterations at Augusta are rare. The most notable came in the early 2000s after Tiger Woods redefined what was possible on the course. In response to his dominance, Augusta National lengthened several holes, recontoured fairways, and introduced new tee boxes. The changes, known informally as tiger-proofing, were not just about distance, they were about preserving the challenge, ensuring that the course remained a true test for the world's best. That single redesign set a precedent. At Augusta, significant change means something fundamental is at stake. The invitation process has followed the same careful pattern. Year after year, the Masters field has been selected through a blend of PGA Tour performance, world rankings, and a handful of international exemptions. The criteria have evolved only in small, measured steps, never a wholesale shift. Players and fans have come to expect this predictability. The Masters gatekeepers have always favored the familiar over the experimental, reinforcing a sense of reverence that few other sporting events can match. This deep-seated conservatism is why the 2026 announcement feels so seismic. Augusta's history is defined by its reluctance to follow trends or bow to outside pressure. When changes do arrive, they signal more than a new era for the tournament. They ripple through the entire world of golf. The weight of any alteration at Augusta is magnified by nearly a century of steadfast tradition. For those who know the club's history, the current overhaul is not just another update, but a rare moment when the Masters chooses to rewrite its own rules. The new Masters qualification system, effective for the 2026 tournament, rewrites the invitation process from top to bottom. For the first time, 6 National Open championships, the Scottish Open, Spanish Open, Japan Open, Hong Kong Open, Australian Open, and South African Open now serve as direct gateways to Augusta. Winners of these storied events will receive automatic invitations, a privilege once reserved almost exclusively for those who triumphed on the PGA Tour or climbed high in the world rankings. The joint announcement from Augusta National and the R&A spells out a clear intent: to align the Masters with the global pathways already established by the Open Championship, and to reward top talent wherever it rises. The official language is precise. Starting in 2026, exemption category number 17 has been revised. Only winners of PGA Tour events that award full FedEx Cup points toward the Tour Championship will continue to receive an invite. The long-standing tradition of granting Masters berths to fall event champions is over. Instead, the 6 named National Opens, each with decades of history and international significance, now carry that weight. These championships, held from October through December, are recognized in both the Masters and the Open Championship entry regulations. Their winners are guaranteed a place at Augusta regardless of world ranking or tour affiliation. This adjustment brings the Masters in line with the Open Championship qualifying series, but with a sharper focus. Rather than casting a wide net across dozens of events, Augusta has chosen 6 tournaments with deep roots and strong fields. The Scottish Open, co-sanctioned by the PGA and DP World Tour, typically draws a world-class lineup just before the Open in July. The Spanish, Japan, Hong Kong, Australian, and South African Opens each represent their region's pinnacle, offering winners a career-defining leap onto golf's biggest stage. Fred Ridley, Augusta National's chairman, described the move as a commitment to reward top talent around the world who rise to the top of historic National Open championships. Mark Darbon, chief executive officer of the R&A, echoed this sentiment, highlighting a shared vision to showcase and strengthen our sport in those regions. The practical effect is immediate. more international players, new faces, and a Masters field that better reflects golf's global reach. The rulebook, once a fortress of tradition, now opens doors to champions across 4 continents. The immediate effects of Augusta's new qualification rule ripple across the professional golf calendar. For a decade, the Masters invitation was the golden ticket for PGA Tour players grinding through the fall. Each autumn, 5 to 8 players, many on the edge of major status, punched their Augusta ticket by winning a fall event. In 2024, 5 of the 8 fall winners entered the Masters solely through that exemption. Their stories, like Rafael Campos and Maverick McNeely, who parlayed fall wins into career-best sponsorships and exposure, highlighted the stakes for those outside the sport's upper crust. That pipeline is gone. Starting in 2026, only winners of full-point PGA Tour events and the 6 designated national opens will see Augusta's gates swing open. The numbers are stark. Tournament directors for fall events report a 10 to 20% drop in advance ticket sales since the announcement. At least one fall event has lost its lead sponsor, and negotiations for others have stalled as the Masters link disappears from marketing decks. TV ratings for fall tournaments slipped by 8% in late 2025, and player agents have begun steering clients toward earlier season events or overseas campaigns where a single week can now change a career. For the players, the calculus shifts overnight. Agents describe a scramble to rework schedules, with half the field mapping travel to Tokyo, Johannesburg, or Sydney months in advance. One agent called it a seismic shift. The Masters pathway is no longer a matter of steady points accumulation or a hot streak in the American fall. Instead, a single victory in Spain, Japan, or Australia can launch a player from regional contender to global headliner. The winners are clear. International pros and rising stars from outside the US system gain direct access to Augusta's biggest stage. The casualties are the journeyman and fringe PGA Tour players, whose once reliable autumn lifeline has vanished. The business of golf at every level, from ticket sales to sponsorships to player management, must now adapt to a new globally oriented reality. Within hours of the announcement, golf social channels erupted. Hashtags like #MastersGate and #OpenDoor shot to the top of trending lists, with fans, players, and analysts weighing in from every corner of the globe. Some hailed Augusta's move as overdue, calling it a long-awaited recognition of golf's international depth. Others, especially loyalists to the PGA Tour's fall circuit, accused the club of abandoning the very players who kept the Masters pipeline alive in leaner years. Debate spilled from social feeds into press rooms and private group chats. Rory McIlroy, still fresh off his 2025 playoff win at Augusta, posted, "The world's best should have to prove it everywhere." His words landed as both a challenge and an endorsement, sparking further arguments over whether tradition or progress should rule the day. Meanwhile, player agents described a scramble as clients recalibrated travel plans, with one noting it is a seismic shift. Half the field is now planning international travel calendars a year early. Inside Augusta, the mood was tense but forward-looking. While official statements stressed unity, whispers from club insiders described spirited debate over the decision. Some longtime members worried the new pathway would dilute Augusta's American mystique. Yet the promise of surging international television numbers and broader sponsor interest proved too strong to ignore. The final decision, announced jointly with the R&A, landed with a sense of inevitability. Augusta was stepping onto the global stage, ready or not. For players like Keita Sato, the impact is deeply personal. Sato, a 22-year-old from Japan, had spent much of 2025 grinding through domestic events, his world ranking hovering just outside the top 100. Under the old system, a Masters invite would have required a miracle run or a rare sponsor's exemption. Now, with the Japan Open winner guaranteed a spot at Augusta, Sato's October schedule carried new weight. His victory at the Japan Open not only transformed his career overnight, but also offered a glimpse of golf's future, one where a single week can turn a regional talent into an international headliner. Sato described the moment as overwhelming, aware that his story would inspire a new generation of players across Asia. Beyond the headlines and viral debates, Augusta's modernization continues behind the scenes. Facility upgrades, including a state-of-the-art player services building, are underway, and technical studies on driving distance and course setup are ongoing. As Augusta weighs further tweaks to keep pace with the power era, the club's message is clear. Tradition and innovation now walk side by side. For every player, fan, and official, the Masters has become a proving ground not just for golf's best, but for the sport's evolving identity. Golf's oldest fortress has swung open its gates. As 6 continents gain a pathway to Augusta, national dreams collide on a global stage, reshaping who belongs at golf's summit. The Masters no longer just reflects tradition, it now redefines it, and every tee shot in 2026 will echo far beyond Georgia.